just want you to sit in your chair and go, hip hip hooray, for the Western press and the Western narrative, regurgitating the same old, every single day, without question. Please watch the first series, the first 2 episodes, the second series. Look at that.
Absolutely fascinating.
And it was the first time the Beatles had really stopped being semi-professional almost.
Hello there, everyone. It's Tuesday. It's football. It's about Liverpool. And what's going on? What's going on? Why hasn't the big man been sacked? That's all. Why hasn't he been sacked? It's just crazy. And it's your say as well tonight, as you know. It's your say. And the boss says, greetings FC, hope the show goes well. The cloned fans are turning. It's only taken them a year of tortoise coaching to wake up. We'll catch up later. All right, boss, see you later, mate. See you later. And Darryl says, Simo has announced he's leaving the club at the end of the season. That's sad, though. That's Mo Salah running down the wing. Goodbye, legend. Thing is, I always remember my little granddaughter coming in, and the mother said, "You should tell your granddaughter you're famous. Who's your favourite and famous player at Liverpool?" And she said, Mo Salah. And I said, "Do you know a song?" She said, Mo Salah, running down the wing. She's going on 14 now. Going on 14 in June. So that just shows you how long she's admired Mo Salah, or as she says, Mo Salah. So sad. So sad. My old mate, Steve Mulholland. Mo Salah is leaving at the end of the season. Yeah. Steve. The legend is leaving. Leaves us a legend for being a legend for us over there. Oh, yeah. I can't see, but what's that? Leaves us a legend forever. I'm sorry, yeah, forever. Our Egyptian king, yeah. You're right there, mate. Tease all you. Big up, Frank and Reds. All right, say cheers, mate. Like and subscribe. Absolutely. Thanks, say. Clive Ingerman. Hello, Clive. I don't think I've had you on here. Hiya, Clive. Hi, Frank. Hiya, mate. Thank you for joining us. Good evening, guys, says Jeanette. Hiya, Jeanette. The Polo. Hi, Frank. Nice to see you. Thank you. And you. And everyone else on here. And you, mate. Francine. Speaks volumes, Mo leaving a year into his contract. Yeah, I think that's my daughter, by the way, people who don't know Francine. That's the mother of Sophia, Mo Salad, little Mo Salad. As I say to her, I say to her now, Mo Salad, away granddad. You know what I mean? Away granddad. She creates our so big Red as well. Big Red, she knows when we're playing. I ask her when we're playing and who we're playing. She tells me, away granddad. And Youssef, thanks for the memories, Mo. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, Clark. Good shout, that, mate. He's got loads of memories. We've got loads of memories about Mo. And Klaus says, Slot now, get rid of him. Yeah, get rid of him now. I should be, it should be him, not Salah. Exactly. See, don't forget, he called Slot out, didn't he? And everyone was on his back. Everyone was on his back. And then he became the scapegoat until people started to wake up about this Slot fella. Thanks for the amazing memories, Legend Mo, says the T. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm made up that you're saying nice things about this fella. Because he won us the league, it wasn't Slot. It wasn't Slot who won us the league. He won us the league with his golden boot and his records assists. His records assists. He won us the league. It wasn't Slot. He was just there. He was just there. Any of us could have been just there. And we would have been called, oh, great. Carlyle's great. He won us the league. Or that Darrell's great. He's won us the league. Or Youssef, he's won us the league. Can't sack him. And Darrell reckons that Virgil will be next. Listen, I was told that he's lost half of the dressing room, most of the dressing room. And you can imagine minus Virgil. Who's supporting Slot in the dressing room. And that's why they got big rises, the likes of that Gravenberch, who I think is overrated, by the way. I've always said that. I'm not just saying it now. That's why he got a 275k rise, a rise of, that's incredible. Giving him. So you can count who is against in the dressing room, who he's lost. You can count and say who they are, who's against them. And Virgil's one of them, by the way. And the Goodison, this is our blue friend. He's all right as well. He's not like, you know what I mean? I'm not going to say it. Get your coat. Get moving. There's no more meaning of losing. There you go. little poem. Little chip. Who is Coppite? Whoa, who is Coppite? Or whoa, is Coppite? Can't get that, unfortunately, mate. And too bad. Or is that too bad? Yeah, too bad. I think he's got wins, Slot staying for next season. Do you know what? No, Slot's going, I'm telling you. Believe me, he's going. I think of what it is, I think he's being offered a hell of a lot of money. and rather stay here, you know, he's going to get Liverpool some money. He's going to get, and he knows he's winding down anyway. He knows that. And he loves the fans, you know, albeit that, you know, loads were calling him for everything. On here we went. On here, on this stream, we went. We don't call anybody. Only Gapco. And my old mate Paul Bray. Wish the leg ends would go first back in blighty embarrassment watching Reds and Tenerife. Are you there again? Oh, blimey, it's always in Tenerife then. My old mate doesn't say much, he always just comments. Still in Tenerife. Part of the Rat Pack. That's a good one. Very nice. That's a correct part of the Rat Pack. Are we all the Rat Pack then? Yes, why not? 36.9 million. Some Saudi clubs reportedly willing to match roughly what Liverpool originally paid for Salah. Oh, go away. They are, look at that. Very good. Very good. So I think he's going to go, and he's going to be on a hell of a wage. So you just don't blame him. Rob McIntyre. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. On here. Nice to see you, Frank. Thank you. Gutted Salah is leaving. Thanks for the last 9 years, Mo. Absolutely. We see, when I'm saying that, we're going to give him a massive, massive send-off. I'm telling you now. Mo Salah. Or Mo Salad. My old mate, Jeff Ellis. I think Mo leaving was on the cards, but we definitely had his best, yeah. He will definitely go down as one of the best. Yeah, he's a legend, isn't he? I remember saying to Francine, my daughter, a few years ago, I said, look at these three. I said, you'll never see the likes of these again. Playing for any club. Playing for any club. And that was Bobby Firmino, Sadio Mane, and Mo Salah. We were so lucky to watch them in real time. Incredible. Incredible. And if Jurgen Klopp would have been given the money that this fella had in the summer, we would have won a lot more. I'll guarantee you that. Because he was screaming out. Remember when we won the league? Remember that? And he asked for money. I want to strengthen the team. Nothing. Got nothing. Remember when we won the Champions League? And he asked again, can I strengthen the side? He got nothing, and no one came in to strengthen. So you know why he left, don't you? He was forced out, in other words. So you're right there, Jeff. You're right, mate. And Paulo says, Frank, I worry for Alonso next season. The damage Slaughter's done is terrible. I don't know. I think, in my opinion, he's got to bring in Steven Gerrard as number 2. He has to. He has to, because as you know, Steven's over and about. And because Xabi knows Liverpool. He knows us. He does know us. He embraced us when he was a player. Don't forget. So when he comes, he'll embrace the fans, unlike what Slot's done. Slot, do you know that he lives in there by Manchester Airport? Do you know where he is today? He's in Holland. Or he could have gone to Tenerife where Paul Baker is. He's not interested. Remember those 3 games we lost on the bounce? Where did he go? He wasn't up at the AXA to see why we lost. He was over in Dubai, getting his baldy head tanned. That's where he was. And Steve Mulholland, let's hope he finishes with an FA Cup or Champions League winners medal. I don't think I wish, but I don't think so, Steve. I don't think so, mate. And he has got an FA Cup medal, hasn't he? And he has got a Champions League medal, hasn't he? But I don't think he'll get it this season. Not with the way we're playing, unfortunately. And Paul says his number's still up. There's this year. Yeah. Yeah. You're right there, Paul. Hey, Cedric Lopez. What a name. It's great. Big up legends. Sad about Mo, but he gave us wonderful memories. Saw it coming when he spoke out, yes. Should have got Ballon d'Or, of course, but he's not one of these white fellas, is he? If you know what I mean. I mean, a white person from Europe, he's North African. Egyptian. They don't get the Ballon d'Ors. But you're right, he should have done. Incredible for what he done for Liverpool. Should have got it last season. Like now, this year, should have been awarded it for the record assist and the golden boot. And he's a winger. People think that he was a star. He was a winger. How many golden boots did he win for us? Just breaking records nearly every week for Liverpool alone. And you've got to ask, why all of a sudden did he go down from world class to average? And you can't say, oh, he's slowing down. You can't say that. Why is Virgil gone average? Why have they all gone average? Why are we all playing terrible? Cedric. Big up, chat. Oh, did I mention yet? Did I read your comments out? Yeah, that's it. Sorry. That's it. And Polo said, I agree. I'm not being funny. I agree with you there, Polo. Giving Gravenberch a 6-year deal is crime against football. Massive pay rise, And he's Dutch. Same as Gapco. He keeps playing Gapco with a broken arm or a broken hand, whatever it is. So that lad must be getting injections. He can't fall on it. There's no way he can fall on it. It'll damage it more. And he keeps playing him. And Clive Ingerman says 40 plus goals, assets most of the time for us since Mo being with us. Yeah. That's why, everyone, even my little granddaughter hates him. Everyone has rated Mo Salah. Look at him last season. He won us the league. He won us the league. My old mate from Tampa. He's got neighbours, genuine this. Alligators. He just wandered about his house. Do you want to come over, Frank? Nah, fuck off. I'm not going over to alligators. Scared of dogs, never mind alligators. Not really surprised. Thanks, Mo. Just a poignant little message from Tampa. Just a poignant little message. Thanks, Dennis. His short-term situation and how the fans reacted wanted to give us money. Yeah, I agree there, Yusuf. I agree. You know, I think that's good, that, because he's got a great legacy at Liverpool. He has an unbelievable legacy. So is Kenny Dalglish. So is everybody else. You've only got to look at, any player like Jockey Wilson, Jockey Anson. You know what I mean? People letting on to him. The old school, like myself. You know what I mean? All right, Alan. All right, lad. You never forget them. Mo Salah will never be forgotten. Sadio Mane will never be forgotten. Bobby Firmino will never be forgotten. Certainly the big Verge won't. I'd like the big Verge to come in on the coaching staff. And I think Milner, the way he was going about, bossing us about against us for Brighton at the weekend. This is how you do it. Get stuck in. So a good shout that, Yusuf, because Trent left on a free. Yeah, absolutely. And too bad, says 10 years hard work. This slot has destroyed in months. Brilliant. Yes. Good shout tonight, boys. Good shout. Bella. When I say to Franco and all you Reds, are you Bella? Mia. Are you Mia? I'm so sad. I won't ever see a player as good for Liverpool in my life in terms of goals and assists. Well said. Well said. There's our blue friend. We're coming for you, lot. We are banging form. Brentford away next. Be hell of a game. Yeah, see, he's coming for us. The Blues are coming for us. You've got a good chance the way we're playing, to be honest. And Darryl says to Clive, listen, he's got a year left. And Rapat, Mo is going. Say it ain't so. He is, unfortunately. He is Rapat. And little Mia, best ever Premier League winger, and it's a fact. To win 4 golden boots as a winger is ridiculous. Not a striker, a winger. Incredible. Even our blue friends would tell you the goals he scored against Everton. They'd be amazed up to see the back of them. Toscana's with us. Worrying about you, Toscana, what you went on last night. Want to say to Franco, Reds and anyone else, whoever team you support. Isn't that nice? And Bella says, it's truly heartbreaking to see Mo Salah leave Liverpool. The club won't be the same without its Egyptian king, yes. And Janet. Evening go. Evening, Janet. And Clive says, not on Sky, he's a free agent. Oh, go away. Well, that's why he's leaving. He'll pocket the transfer fee. His agent, he doesn't need money, like, does he really? But they can command their fee. And I'll just go to him. Why not? He's given us all for Liverpool. He's given us all for Liverpool. And Toscana says, just seeing that Mo will be leaving. So sad to see him go. A true legend. Yeah. And me, Salah had a dig at Trent, and I love it. He says he loves the fans, and they deserve to know. They deserve to know early, regards to his decision. So he said it now, hasn't he? That's right. That's right. Rather than leave it till the end of the season or say nothing until the season finishes and then says, I'm going now. Like Trent. Steve, just sent you a pic about Mo. Them numbers are frightening. The numbers are frightening. Not fucking arse where Slaughter's, mate, or what he's doing. He doesn't even live in Liverpool. And do you know who else doesn't live in Liverpool? The invisible man, Richard Hughes. The pair of them. What's that telling you? What's that telling you? Hughes, Bournemouth, fucking Bournemouth. Them stay down there. And Slot. Of course, hey, in Tenerife, I will hunt some down. Excuse me. And Jane O'Keefe, hiya Jane. Egyptian king, what a legend. Wishing him all the best. We'll miss him. We'll all miss him, Jane, as you know. And Toscana to Bella. Buonasera, Bella, tutto bene. Hope you're well. Yes, she is. And Daryl, Clive don't listen to Sky, full of crap. But you listen to it. You're telling people not to listen to it. Paul Turner. Hiya, Paul. The Big Bean left for Ibiza straight after the game on Saturday. That's what I mean. He's using Liverpool as a travel agency. Big Bean. Well, I know that he went over to Holland. And obviously, well, I know I got a word that he was taking a plane, Manchester to Amsterdam. So it must have been to pick up his wife and kids. Because they don't live here, as you know. What's that all about? And he must have flew to Ibiza, the Big Bean, with all the little bean heads. fucking stay there. Mia. What forwards we think we're getting? I'd say Elise, but we won't even qualify for the UCL because of slot. Yeah. And would anyone come? Elise will be lucky. He's a Champions League player, in other words. And he'd just go to a team that go in for him who's in the Champions League. Know what I mean? And Bella says, Franco, I heard from a friend of mine that Slot has got, I was told that he was going to Ajax. Now, don't forget, Heitinga went to Ajax at the beginning of this season. And some fans were saying, get him back, get Heitinga back. You know, he got the fucking sack. He got sacked by Ajax. He got sacked by Ajax. And they're saying, you know, no, failed manager, no. Got enough backroom staff with Slot. Dutch. Van Bronckhorst, whatever his fucking name is. He's another failed manager. It's jobs for the boys at Liverpool too. Richard Hughes. Because he brought him in. Because he was his mate. And we're going through this crap. And Polo says Liverpool will need to spend 300 million to get back to top. Yeah. Gravenberch, Mac, Robbo, Canate, all crap. I've always said Gravenberch was overrated. No disrespect to the lad, but overrated. The Pat. Glad you said that, Frank. I fully agree. The fact that Mo is a Muslim and Egyptian and African plays a part in him not getting the Ballon d'Or. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why. If he has, say like he was French or Spanish or Portuguese, even English or German or any other, Italian, anyone with lighter skin, he would have won it. Easy. Is that Addy? Addy. Hey Frank, been a while. For me, he was always going at the end of the season. That's why he was given a 2-year deal. Good man, good thinking there. Thanks, Addy. Good to see you, mate. Sell Wirtz as well, a waster. No, I think that there's good football in him. I'm telling you now, Darryl. And to get the best out of him, you'll have Xabi Alonso coming in. And he'll get the best out of him. Telling you now. And Steve Evans says, fitness coach needs fucking... I'm not swearing at him. He always does it to me. My old mate. Fitness coach needs fucking legging. They've all looked knackered all season. No one can deny that. Thing is, I tell you what, Steve, I was on Fozzie's thing today, and I mentioned, and I've done something, you know, what he calls it, something as well, and I mentioned medicine balls, throwing medicine balls. I won't watch them training anymore. Medicine ball, what's that going to do? Tennis balls, what are they going to do? They're not cricketers for reflexes. That's what they do, throw it at each other. Cricketers. And Abdul, hiya Abdul. Big up Frank and chat. How are you? Smash the likes and subscribe. Mohammed Salah will leave in the summer. You'll never walk alone. Mo will never walk alone. Ever. Not for us, he won't. Not for the fans. Mo Salad. And May says, Gravenberch is one of the best midfielders in the world, in my opinion. Though he's very good, so I get why. Okay, everybody's got opinion here. I think he's awful myself. I think he's overrated, well overrated. That's me, though. And a few others, by the way. The Anfield are. Hey, Frankie and chat. Look at all them for me. Look at all them for me. Oh. Thanks, Raw. Our lovely little Lauren. Hey, Frankie and chat. Hey, Lauren. Hey, sweetheart. And the North says, I just heard the news on the King sad. His time has come to an end. Yes. I wonder if he'll get it there. I wonder if he'll get games. I was just snapping at these, letting answer one another. No. She's crying because of Ada Max is crying because of Mo. I bet. And Paul Turner, hiya Paul. Oh, fucking hell. Don't know what happened there. Sorry, boys and girls. I've got this bloody thing on me. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh. He's treated Jones like crap ever since the bust-up in the dressing room after the Bournemouth game when he questioned Baldy's tactics. Yeah. I don't swear. The likes of Steve Evans swears, and I have to read it out and that. Anfield Road and Little Lawrence, she's always swearing, and Bella Italia and Toscana and TW, they're always swearing, so I have to read it out. So if I was one of those and I was putting the comments on, here's what I'd say about that, what you're saying, Paul Turner. He told him to fuck off because he's useless. That's exactly what. Fuck off, you fucking useless. Whatever. After that. That's why he won't play. And what I don't like is, people calling Jones. Now, Jones is a scouser. You can go back. I go back to the Shanks. I go back to this fella behind me. And that, to me, is the greatest banner ever. Shankly lives forever. And he does, he lives forever. We're in the club. We're in the club. Whether you knew him or not. Shankly. And he built everything. He actually built everything up from nothing to give us the pedestal to be knocked off. And we have been knocked off a few times. After 1990, we were knocked off the pedestal because we went through a very lean time. Then Houllier came in and he won us something in 2001. Then he was finally gone. Then Rafa came in, and what he did in his first season was incredible. Absolutely incredible. He brought in a couple of players. One of them was Xabi Alonso in his first season. Went on to win the European Cup, well, the Champions League. And then the FA Cup the following year. Nearly won it again in 2007, the Champions League. And as Gennaro Gattuso said, they were the best team. That was in Athens, though. They were the best team. We beat the best team tonight. That's what Gennaro Gattuso said. Anyway, I lost my train of thought. And then I'm not mentioning the other two people who came after Rafa. Not worth mentioning. Then Jürgen came in and he put us back on the pedestal. But as I said, Mo Salah won us that league last season. Not a slot. Mo Salah. Nothing else. If Mo Salah, I remember some fella on my pod, he came on. No names, because most probably you'd know. And this is at the beginning of, was it last season? Yeah, last season, not this season. Was it this season? Yeah, this season. No, last season. The beginning of last season, the year that we won, the season we won the cup. And he was there, you know, and he had a couple of other guests on. And he said, talking about Mo Salah, and he said he should have gone here. He should have gone 2 years ago. That's the season, he said that. And he started arguing with us, so he told him to fuck off and go. He said, I'm going. I said, yeah, ta-ra. I would have loved to have seen him at the end of the season. I said, you wanted him gone 2 seasons ago, yeah. We won the league with his golden boot and his record assists. Banana. You banana. Fucking people. Veni Vidi Viking. Oh, I love that. I came, I saw, I conquered. Nice one. Good evening, everyone. Brilliant. Caesar said that, by the way. I came, I saw, I conquered. And the outfield raw to learn. Edith's come and go, but Mo Salah is a legend like Billy Little, Ian Rush, etc. What he has given this club is unreal. His goals are unbelievable. And with Klopp and the others, won us titles. Yes. Great comments tonight, boys and girls. And Barry Aldridge, even Frank, the Mo Salah news is as devastating as when I was awoken early morning following the death of Bill Shankly. I'll tell you, you mentioning that, I always remember getting woken up at 7:20 a.m. And I was like, yeah. And I was told John Lennon was dead. That's what it's like. Nixon O'Connell. Now, there's a name. Nixon O'Connell. It's a fine Irish name, that. Genuinely wants to cry. Such sad news. This is why he'll get one of the biggest send-offs a Liverpool player will have. And this is what Trent could have had. Trent could have been a Liverpool captain. A Liverpool captain. But no. And a Liverpool legend. But no. He decided to go to Real Madrid. And the Anfield Roar, even in Mo Salah's first bad season, he has still better stats than Saka and Palmer. The king, even on his last legs, is better than them too. Yes. Yes. Cracker. Oh, I'll have to fucking put this on here. I'll have to. Oh, okay now. Part of the Rat Pack. Liverpool should have got Kvaratskhelia before he went to PSG. Mind you, at the time he moved there, it probably wasn't the right time. Thing is, these people that tell you on here, you know, the people who have been on this for a while, the stream that I do. And I said 2 years ago, because I follow Napoli. I follow Napoli only because of the family, you know, Italian. And I said, there's a lad who plays for Napoli, a right winger, absolutely amazing. We should go and get him. That's what I was saying. Then we played them. Remember when Insigne had scored? Insigne, the last minute? It got beat 1-0. And then we could have bought him. I don't know whether it was last summer. No, it wasn't this summer, was it? It was last summer. We could have got him for 58 million. And I always remember James Pearce saying he was an unknown quantity. Unknown quantity. And Zarrell's just said they've cancelled Mo Salah, leaving him a free agent. Do you know what I think that involves? You know, we're not stupid people. We're not stupid. I reckon that the likes of FSG have said, listen, you know, that John Henry, don't say anything and we'll give you the free. You know, a disclosure, because I think Mo would have come out and spilt the beans, to be honest. Spilt the beans on Bainhead as one of the lads got to me. The crack of that. And the Goodison, Salah to Everton, there we go. And they're he just came in and said, and the outfit Roar to the Goodison, the Ev can't afford Mo's right foot or his biceps. See, I always said that most I lent me, me picks and everything to him. So maybe when he leaves, I'll get them back off him. Mo, can I have my thing back, please? Yeah, he have, like, you can have them. And Abdul, blessings and greetings to all. That's nice, that. Cheers, mate. Thank you. They're all good lads on here, by the way, and girls. Sooner Hughes gets off to Saudi, the better. He fucking brought him here. He brought him here, Steve. The Goodison to the Anfield. We need a striker. We have two. One's half cut, one's half cut. But he's not a striker, he's a winger. He's a winger. Mo Salah kept being leading goal scorer in the Prem. And he was a winger. That's how good he was. Well, not good, great. Mo has put out a farewell video for the fans. Oh, go away, has he? Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good, though. And Cedric says, I wonder when he met with Enzo, if he gave him advice of when to leave, When to leave, I think even Stephen's Gerrard. Because him and Stephen are okay, And I think he said, listen, just fucking leave. Your status is already there. Your legendary status. Well, there's only 5 games left that we have to endure. But if you count the Champions League and the FA Cup, 7 games left. That'll be the end then of Slot. Telling you. And Abdul says, Slot, FSG, Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes need to leave Liverpool. Do you know what, Abdul? And these people will tell you on here. These wonderful people who know the football, by the way. They really do. When 2 years ago, remember when John Henry and that Werner fella, Werner, came out and said that they were selling the club in the November. Remember that? And I said, there's no way they're selling. And someone commented, but how do you know that? I said, look, January, because it was near the end of November, I said, January's coming up and we need players. And FSG don't like forking out money. They just don't like it if you've got no one to sell. I said, so January will come and go. Everybody will be made up that, doing backward flips and cartwheels and everything because they're leaving, they're selling up. I said, but I tell you what, in the February, after the transfer windows are shut, they'll come out and say, oh no, we're not selling now. And I was vindicated for saying that because I knew, Abdul. I'd love them to sell. Never liked them. Never liked FSG. And the Anfield to the Goodison lad. Yeah, lad. Moyes has done well for you, lad. Bet West Ham are regretting his loss. But he's never won anything with them. He's never won anything with them. David Moyes. David Moyes is all right. He's a good manager. He'd be fucking better than this fella that we've got. I think he'd all be better than this fella. If you know what I mean. Hi, Frank and chat. How are you? Like and subscribe, says the Abdul. Thank you, Abdul. Slot never can. No, he didn't. I've always said that. Abdul. Every time I've said that. Not like this fella here. Not like him. Not like Jurgen Klopp. See, Bob Paisley didn't need to connect because he was already there. Joe Fagan didn't need to connect. He was already there. Kenny Dalglish was already there. They didn't need to connect. And what Joe Fagan never gets mentioned in. Never gets mentioned that he won a treble. He was the first manager to win a treble. The League Cup, the Championship, and a European Cup, all in one season. Never ever gets mentioned. Ever. Then he left, as you know. Then Kenny took over. Nearly done a back-to-back double. Then he left. Christopher. Hiya, Christopher. Hi, Frank and everyone. Like and subscribe. Thank you, Christopher. Thank you, everyone, for saying that. And the Anfield says, Butterbean next to go. Bet he won't stay early, little coward. Bet he won't stay early, little coward. When he leaves our club, he can fucking go watch PSG all he likes. See, I don't swear, it's them. Anfield Road, everyone swears, pardon me. And I have to read the comments out because this is what you take your time to do it. Steve Evans, you know, like he's turning around and he said, fucking, they need fucking legging. Hope my granddaughter's not watching this. Stay there. Slot better be better getting the Spurs job. The blade. Slot be better getting the Spurs job. I'll tell you what, only for those early wins and those lucky draws that we had as well. We would have been down there. I'm telling you now. Remember that game? I forget what it was. Someone mentioned it. Mentioned the game the other night. And Federico Chiesa. I forget who it was. Anyway, we were drawing. It was the last couple of minutes. And a fella got the ball and he ran through. Beat Allison. Put the ball in. Crossing the line. Federico ran 70 yards to clear the ball off the line. We would have lost that. Was it Sunderland? Could have been Sunderland. Cleared the ball off the line. Could have lost that game. And everyone thought, even myself, Federico will be picked in next game for doing that, saving his bacon. Because I've always said, he's been let out of jail again. And I said it that night, he's been let out of jail there, Slot. Could have been sacked if he would have lost that. Only for Federico. So we all expected Federico to play well, the next game. Never did. He's been treated terribly, that man. And he's unfit. That's how bad it is. Because Gennaro Gattuso, who's the Azzurri manager, he said he's unfit. Because he picked him for the squad. Unfit. Which is so sad. That's the way he's left him. And yet he plays a fella with a broken hand because he's Dutch. And they're all, oh, fucking hell, why do I keep doing that? And there also is, the worry for me is news that the club is extensively scouting Diamandi. I'm unsure whether a 19-year-old is the one for me. Thing is, yeah. I can't argue with that, I'm being honest. I can't even comment about it. I think we, like Kvaratskhelia, we needed someone like him. I'm afraid Frimpong isn't the right winger, is he? Little Frimpy. And Dennis says, justing off my CV. We'll give the AXA Training Centre a visit while I'm over. You can take me up there with you there when you come and visit me, Dennis. Bring a couple of alligators with you. You might get the job. But don't forget to put a leash on them. And Clive says, more like 500 million a game. $500 million? What do you mean? See, you're talking to someone, and even me, but I forgot the thread of what you've been saying, unfortunately. Is this about Mo? And the Anfield to Dennis. Bring one of those crocs for you, lads. Let it loose on them lazy players not running about hard enough. But that would be good, wouldn't it? Throwing us on the... But it gives them days off. Slot gives our players days off. Look, any manager who I know from Shankly right through, even to the fellas that I didn't mention, do you think any of them would have gone on holiday after losing 3 games on the trot? Any of them? No. They wouldn't have done. He did, though. Steve-O. Dembele, a Muslim, won it, but defo on agenda against Mo. I didn't know Dembele was a Muslim. LMAO to the Anfield. HM Customs might have a slight objection, methinks. Dennis does have alligators walking around his place. Outside, coming from the big lake that he lives on. The Anfield to Dennis. Pretend you're a taxidermist, Dennis, would you? Come through Lennon. No one checks you there. John Lennon Airport. Always, it's I can't. I'm sorry. I'll tell you. I'll just call you Balika, okay? I live in Turkey. Galatasaray still crying. Congratulations, Liverpool. Thank you, fella. Cheers. Thank you. Almost quitting time here. I'll see you, Dennis. Thanks for joining us, mate. Thank you. Shame it wasn't Gapco, says Steve. Stay Evo. Even and all, anyway. Hope you're all good. Yeah, they're all good. They're all good. And the Anfield to my old mate, Steve Mulholland. He will only leave once, Butterbean. Let him out of his cage at the end of the bed. Yes. Spot on that, lad, says to Paul Turner. Being at ex-US Navy, I know all the words. They swear. Yeah, I hardly swear myself. Being a good chap. And Lauren, to the Anfield. My dad told me most signs for the club when I was just 8. I've supported Liverpool since he joined. So this hurts a lot. I cried when Bobby left, and I'm crying now. I tell you, when you hear that Slot's left, you can be with us. We can all be doing backward flips together and cartwheels and getting out the trumpets and everything. And those things that you go, and they come out, you know. And then things you flip and all the ribbons come out, you know, all that stuff. So we'll have a big party. I can't wait for that day, Lauren. Frankie, says the frightening thing for me is, are we looking at a summer where we have to replace Mo? Gapco Diaz in one summer, I bet you FSG keep that Gapco and buy 2 instead. It's a worrying time. It's always worrying time for me and you and everybody else with our owners, because we're a sell to buy club. We're a sell to buy club. So we'd have to sell. I tell you what will be frightening, more worrying. If we don't make the Champions League, name me one player who'll be targeted. And I'll tell you this for nothing. FSG won't resist the money. I'm telling you now. They never have done. Sorry, I went for a bit. My eyes were sore. Oh, come on. And little Max's as well. And Christopher says, Salah for player manager. I'll tell you what, you know, his wife, I think his wife's a scientist. And his children love it here. I'm not saying player manager, but I think he's still got us in him to play. But I'd love him to come back to Liverpool in some capacity. Like on the backroom staff. Look at this lot we've got now, backroom staff. Come on. Give me a break. I'd love him to come back in some capacity. And our little Ellen, Amby, good evening everyone, sad to see the news on Mo. The wrong person is leaving. In a nutshell. Thank you. Thank you, Amby. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Paul Lauren, it's horrible for you younger fans. All you know is success and great heroes. Unfortunately, age catches up with these greats. When Stevie retired, I had a tear in my eye. Do you ever remember though when he did go? And what did he say afterwards? Same as Raheem Sterling, by the way, young Raheem. Young Raheem loved us, you know. To the contrary of what people think. And we'll say Raheem first. When Raheem left, don't forget he was always being bullied by who? The Northern Irish fella. Bullied by him. And when he left 6 weeks later, after him leaving, the Northern Irish fella was sacked. And Raheem Sterling turned around and said, if I knew that he was going to be sacked, I would have stayed at Liverpool. Does anybody remember that? And the Goodison, yeah, Anfield, Moisey's done well. He has actually. Yeah. I'll tell you a funny incident, and he laughed. I always remember Moisey, you know, during the week that we were coming up to a derby game, and he mentioned that Suarez always dived. And it was at Goodison. And he scored. And he ran right up to Moisey and dived. And Moisey just looked and laughed. That's what you call respect. He just laughed. Just said, well, I asked for that. It's brilliant. Brilliant, that, by Moyes, David Moyes. And Man United didn't give him a chance, by the way. Never gave him a chance. And Okawa, wow, that's Japanese. It's Japanese, Okawa. Mo Salah, please come to Juve. Please save our club. Yeah, there's a Juve supporter. A Juve supporter. His name, it's definitely not Italian. Okawa. To me, that's Japanese. Because we do have a Japanese person on, don't we? The jewel of Japan. He comes on the thing. Listen, people, you know, if you please hit the likes just to get the algorithm up there, please. And subscribe if you haven't. You know, a couple of people have said subscribe and like. It's only to get that bloody YouTube algorithm up there. Thank you. Thank you. And Darryl is another swearer. Look, I've got to swear now. Fucking hell, they have cancelled his contract, leaving Bosman, leaving on a Bosman free. I think that's good for Mo, to be honest. But as I said, I think it's a disclosure thing that he signed. They've said, yeah, look, we'll cancel your contract, just go on a free. But, you know, don't say anything. That's what I think anyway. And Jane O'Keefe says, so many great memories watching Mo. Yes. Yes, indeed. Jane, give you that sweetheart. Little Linda Ellis. Even in Frank, just seeing Mo as leaving at the end of the season, that's bloody Baldy's fault. See it as it is, Linda. See it as it is. And the Anfield, Darryl says that have they? Well, something's going on here. FSG are destroying our club. They never wanted to re-sign Mo and Virgil's contracts. And Clive says, not funny. What's that here, Clive? Can you be more precise, please? Not funny. And the boss, Mo, never imagines how deeply this club, this city, these people would become part of my life. Not just a football club. It's a passion. It's a history. It's a spirit. I can't explain in words. Oh, we quoted that, quote unquote. That's brilliant. That. Told you he loved the city, didn't I? His wife loves the city. It was like Ula Klopp. She loved it. Klopp's kids loved it. Shabby Alonso and his little mad kids running around loved it. Little scousers. No. And Lord, to the Anfield. That's Sir, I've only ever known Liverpool with me, with Mo and Max. Max will substitute for you, to be honest. Lord. Rapat. Salah to Everton. Please stop my sides are killing happen so much. And he's all right, Sister Blue, you know. He's not like one of these mad people that we get. And the boss, Mo, yeah, just read that, haven't I? Oh. Quote, to the fans, I don't have enough words. The support you showed me through the best time of my career, and you stood by me in the toughest times. It's something I will never forget. That's very emotional, that, isn't it? Come on. Come on, unquote. That's incredible. That's the man. That's the man. That's Mo Salah. Do you remember his last goal he scored? And he was just like that, wasn't he? He knew then, I think. He knew then. I've got another pod on Thursday with Fozzie and a lad named Dean, smashing lad. You should all know Fozzie because he's been on with me before. And this lad Dean, cracking lad, I was on with them today. And I think it should be good. I think the focus will be on Mo and also Slot. Anfield said, we will find new heroes, don't worry, but I will miss Mo big time. You see, Lauren, we missed Steven Gerrard. And Steven Gerrard would have loved to have played under Klopp. And it was the same as him. See, that Northern Irish fella, Steven Gerrard was one of our, well, in my opinion, the greatest legend. And I seen Steven sitting on a bench at the Barnabout. Never even went on as a substitute. He wouldn't give him his last game against Real Madrid, the Northern Irish fella. Him. And that shows you what a manager he was. He was horrible, him. I know him. Heard about him. Horrible. And Jane, I wish it was Slot going. He's going, Jane. Believe you me, sweetheart, he's going. He's going. And the boss, we love you too, Mo. That's it. We do. That's some statement, that, though, isn't it? I'm not being funny here. You know, could you imagine his wife as he's writing that or saying that? His little kid, his little girls. Do you ever remember one of them? I don't know what we won. It was the end of the season or so. And his little daughter was running, kicking the ball into the cup. The cup gave a big roar, big round of applause. That's love. And everybody loved Mo Salah, including my granddaughter, Mo Salah. The Anfield, Mo says in the video, I'll miss you all except Balti and the Scottish director who do fuck up. Could you imagine him saying that? The beanhead. The beanhead. And Lauren, we have to settle for no less than Elise. I don't think he'll come. I'm being honest, because he's a Champions League player, and whoever comes in for him, which they will, and they're playing in the Champions League rather than us playing in the Europa or the conference, we're still. If we don't make a top four, we will get Terry Elise, who works down our middles. That's how Elise will leave Bayern, unfortunately. Terry Elise, who works in Lidl. Brilliant. That's lovely, that. Dennis, Pop. Well, it's happy hour here. We'll probably get up early in the morning and hit up Danny Murphy on TalkSport. Have a great night, folks. Thanks you, Dennis. See you later. Enjoy your day, mate. In the sunshine with the alligators. Or as they say, as Bill Haley once said, see you later, alligator. What's your vid on Liverpool today? Brilliant. Oh, thanks, Lynn. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll be doing another one anyway. See you, Dennis, lad. I think Liverpool pull with or without Champions League football next season. We'll see. We'll see. Pints in May, that's it. Yeah. That's a nice one. Who knows, sweetheart? We can only wish. Also, money-wise, that's a 140 million purchase. That's it, isn't it? I'll pop out and see you for the drop. He's playing at the Cavern, Anfield. He's playing at the Cavern with his band, The Incurables. That's why he's coming out. Plays every year at the Cavern. The good. Salah leaving on a free, says Stevie. Yeah, Stevie, it's been sold. And bloody USA, bloody useless owners. We trouble with 2 lots of ownership with them. Yeah. As I said, they won't sell. The only people that can afford, they're worth about 5.5 billion, Liverpool today. 5.5. And who made them that? Wasn't them. Because this is what I was saying on Fozzies today. What you've got, these people are money-minded. That's all they're interested in. They're interested in television thing, revenue, sponsor revenue, everything to do with Liverpool Football Club. It's all sponsorship because you've got to win something. Not win, got to win. But you've got to be in that Champions League. And this is where they could come unstuck. I think that they should get rid of Slot now, today. Just say, stay in fucking Ibiza where you are. Just stay there, don't come back. Go back to Manchester and pack your gear up. And just bring in Steven Gerrard or even Xabi. Just say to Xabi, do you want to come in now? They can save our season. We can finish in the Champions League positions. We could possibly go on and win the FA Cup because we'll be lifted. We'll be lifted. And I really believe that. But they've got to act now. It's not when it's too late. And they'll save all the sponsorship and everything. They'll save all the revenue. You'll get the fans back on side because 90% of them have turned on Slot. There's no way back for them. If you owned a massive shop, and you sold the best of gear, and all of a sudden you had the likes of a Basil Fawlty, who was very insulting to customers and whatever. Very insulting. Anyone coming in, insulting them. And they're going out of the shop saying, he's horrible, him. He's horrible, him. That would empty. No one would go in the shop. You will lose customers. So what would the person who owns the big shop say? You're gone. Out now. And put in someone who embraces customers. That's the way I look at it. Because fans are turning away. Anfield Road, you know that your dad goes to game. with your uncle and your kids sometimes when you give them the ticket. And they know that they're leaving. They know that there's discontempt in the ground. They know it. And the likes of the owners should know this. There was a rumour that the other fella's coming over tonight, John Henry. If he is, why is he coming over? Is it to say, you're fired? Because Werner was over, wasn't he, last week? Let's go, champs, says Steve. Hiya, Steve. Thank you, mate. Good to see you again, mate, honestly. And Laura, I hope we get Alonso before the summer. Then we can sign Elise. And Stevie says, Salah leaving 1 year early from his contract. Does that mean Slot not getting sacked in the summer? No, he's fucking going. There's no way. There's no way. I got when I put that video out, and Paul Bain says, hiya Frank, from Dublin, all us over here in Dublin are sick to death of Slot. He's boring. He's a boring Dutch manager. Never should have got the job in the first place. That's Paul Bain from Dublin, Irish lad. And Badger man. Hi Frank, wonderful perspective. We are privileged to be listening to an OG. What's an OG? An own goal. That's the only OG I know. And Alan Zoran, just a thumbs up. Ali, our wonderful Romanian friend. Great video, Frank. Thumbs up. We want more videos like this. And Venividi Viking. I love that. Cheers, Frank. Danish pool fan since 72 here. Back in the days, it was control, pass and move, or always play the ball forward and always play a red. With Slaughter feels like the total opposite. It's like an Italian second division team from the 80s. It's horrible to watch. There's just some of the things I got smashing. And Rapat, just watch the vid he posted. He got my heart in my throat. Oh, yeah, I watched that. And Clive says the best 4 goal was against Manchester City for Salah. The best goal for me was against Man City for Salah. He scored some crackers, didn't he? Unbelievable goals. Even the last one he scored. An incredible goal. Against Galatasaray. Mind you, they were awful. You know, I can't even think all them goals that he scored. Unbelievable. I tell you, a great goal he scored was when his little legs carried him. When Ali hit it out against Man United. And he just went past. Was that Man City? Or Man United? No, City, wasn't it? I know the Man City one you're talking about, where the ball came out to him, Edison, to him. You know, miskicked it, didn't he? And he was just outside the centre circle and he hit it. And it curled in, didn't it? That was a brilliant goal, that. Yes. Yeah. I remember that, Clive. When I think about it, yeah, brilliant goal. Salah should have left last summer on a high as winning the title, says Stevie. Frank, the prince to Salah crown is Elise as Salah replacement. Yeah, that's what young Lauren was saying about Elise. But it's whether we get champion. I'm being honest with you, whether we get Champions League, because he won't go to anyone in Europe. And you, he might. It depends on who's the manager, and it won't be him. Slot. Oh, there's Ali. Hiya, Ali. Good evening. Good evening, Ali. Stevie, Frank, why have FSG agreed to release Salah on a Friday? I said before, Stevie, that I think it's a disclosure, non-disclosure thing. Don't say anything. We'll get, you can go if you want to go, and you take the fee, the sign-on fee, but you'll be millions. Say like they would go, they wanted to pay Liverpool 35 million for them. He pocketed 35 million. I'd keep my mouth shut for this. 35 quid. 35 million. Oh, more players, 500 million. I'm sorry, Clive. Yeah. That's what I mean, Clive. People saying about, oh, we're going after him, we'll go after him, or we should get him, and we should get... No. We won't get half of them. We won't get near... We won't get anywhere near what they're saying, what we should get. There was one player, and one of the lads mentioned it before, Kvaratskhelia. I'd love him. But would he leave PSG? No, I don't think so. Just like the manager, Enrique, people are saying, oh, get Enrique in. He won't come here, I'm telling you now. No matter what pull Liverpool have. If he was going anywhere, he'd stay on the continent. And I think he'd go back to Spain, to someone. Could go back to Barca. You never know. If he wins the Champions League, that is. But you're right there, Clive, and it would cost 500 million for more players. $500 million. Think about that. No chance. No chance of that, Clive, as you know, mate. And Steve, hey Frank, did you see the picture of John with his burgundy handbag and burgundy shirt, worse than the white suits? Oh, go away. I think he'll be gone if we don't get Champions League. Real Madrid will come right in for him. I'm telling you now. And Paul saying, not bringing Chiesa on after Ekitike got injured was appalling from the game on Saturday. Instead, he brings a mid. Yeah, said that. Shocking. That's what kind of a football brain he has. He hasn't got any, if you know what I mean. He's an ordinary manager. who should never be managing Liverpool or coaching Liverpool. It proves what a clown he is, what a clueless clown. And my old mate Steve Mullins agrees with you. Young Lauren to Stevie. I hope Salah makes a lot of money from the next transfer so he can retire early because he deserves a rest after playing at such a high level for so many years. To be honest, he could retire. He could have retired a couple of years ago. Still lived the life of luxury. Even his grandchildren could, would never have to work again. His great-grandchildren, he's made that much. He's a multi-millionaire as well. And like a signing on fee between 35 and 45 million, that'll be his. %. The whale. Hiya, whale. Hiya, mate. Hello, Frank. Hiya, mate. It's good. And the Josh. It's 2 in the night in India. Still can't believe it. Hiya, Josh. Hiya, mate. Yes, sad, isn't it? Sad. Oh, within 12 months, we're losing people. One, Jota, rest in peace. And Mo. And it's like a death, isn't it? And Stevie says, I was praying Salah was announcing slot, leaving in the sun. I just wake up every morning, open the same. And the whale says, rumours coming at LFC signing Elise from Bayern. Yeah. Love it, the way would love it. But again, it's only rumours, unfortunately. And the Pat. It's to be that, in caps, guy. Hate to be that guy. But what do you think the odds of Rio staying after this season? Pundits want him playing. Fans want him playing. He wants to play. Manager says no. I came here to lose. You see, the young lad, I think he's a Londoner, isn't he? Rio. We got him from Chelsea because Chelsea had too many, and he was handpicked, to go to Liverpool. And the kid's good. But when you start getting overlooked, look at Curtis Jones being overlooked. We've always had a Scouser in the side. Always. And he's a good footballer. People don't think he's good. I think he's good. I really do think he's a great footballer. And he's a Scouser. And you always need a Scouser in the side because you've got a Scouser mentality. Do you ever remember Everton when, I don't know who it was, at Goodison, when he started giving it that to our fans? Remember it? He was intimidating the fans. And who went down there? No one. Only Curtis Jones, Scouser, fellow Scouser, because he fucking knew. And this is what I mean about a scouser in the team, a scouser in the backroom staff like Steven Gerrard, because they know what we are. They know the mentality of the football fans, Liverpool football fans. Like around the world, they know what we are like, what we want, what we dream for. That's why you've got a banner, make us dream. It's not we want this, it's make us dream. We never forget great people. Look, Shankly lives forever. He wants to play. That's a cracking last sentence. Manager says, no, I came here to lose. Against Brighton, that is. And he did. You know what I mean. I know what you mean. That's a cracking little comment. I think the fans need a lift. So hopefully the Edwards tenure and friends are all gone this summer. FSG made a mistake not using Klopp staff. The structure they fractured was a mistake. They deconstructed it. That's what they did, Anfield. I think Edwards, because he hated Klopp, because he hated him, wanted to dismantle the Klopp legacy and put this bum in, thinking that he could do the job on the word of Hughes, the invisible man, the fella who lives in Bournemouth. Fucking that annoys me. Still living in fucking Bournemouth. Commuting here. And Slot, living just by Stockport somewhere, near the airport, Manchester Airport, so we can fly out where he is now and fucking a beat. He's a fucking disgrace. So's Hughes. They should be gone. The fucking lot of them. As the Ross said, get them all fucking out. Get every one of them out. Fuck's sake. Now Mo's leaving. See the dismantling. I agree, Droopy, says Lorna. And Stevie says, why would Elise join LFC? Exactly. No, he's going. I'm 100% there, by the way. Why would he? Why would he? Because, look, fans, players, other clubs know that the majority of fans of this club have turned against them. So they know, well, you know, why have they turned against him? Because he's fucking crap. And they look at other players, they look at the likes of Mo, from being world class, and Virgil, and the fucking rest of them. Look at Virts. Virts was supposed to be one of the greatest fucking players on the planet. And look how he's playing. So it's affecting all the players, the system, tactics, and his man management, because he hasn't got any. He hasn't got any. Good shout that, Stevie, lad. Good shout, mate. And Paul Turner, there should be a parade around the city if the deluded beanhead, if the deluded beanhead leaves because in my opinion, we won't be having no other parades at the end of this season. No, we won't. No parades in paradise. I'll have to put my reading glasses. I didn't want to wear them because they fucking kill me. I can see. There should be a parade around the city if the deluded beaner leaves, because, in my opinion, he won't be having no other parades at the end of the season. Yes. Just imagine the parade, though. Him leaving. Okay, now. And, he only needs a bus, open top bus, with a big banner on each side and in the front and at the back. Slot has gone. I think there'd be more than 500,000 just cheering the bus. Like when we won the league in the rain. No more slot for next season, says the whale. Yes. And Barry to little Lauren. Unfortunately, all good things come to an end, but you will and we will have other heroes to look up to moving forward. And that's what, the Raw said as well, Barry, so well said. Because they will. They will. And if Szoboszlai doesn't go, I think he could emerge as a potential captain, and also the fella who everybody like Mo Salah, but he'll never get the same as Mo, if you know what I mean. But there will be somebody. We need Alonso before Elise comes, so Slot doesn't ruin him, says Lennon and little Max. You're right there. And the whale. Here's a rumour that Tottenham's signing a new manager named Adolf. You're kidding? There's a mate of mine. And this fella knows. Right about Sterling, mate. Yeah, well, you told me all those years ago. Yeah, I remember you telling me, David. This fella, David Wester, is a good friend of mine. Family are a good friend of mine as well. Everyone. I used to work with his daughter teaching. His daughter was in the same profession as me. She's still there. I've well retired. And David worked with Kenny at the academy. That man. David Wested. Things he told me, which you can't repeat. Incredible. And Lauren. Thank you, Barry. Stevie to Lauren. No top quality players will sign for LFC this summer if Slot stays. And David says, I first met Raheem when he was 15. He had the choice of a lot of big clubs, but he loved Liverpool. There you go. Told you, didn't I? Young Raheem Sterling. And as he said, and as David said, told me, he would have stayed if he knew that the Northern Irishman was getting a sack 6 weeks later. And the whale takes Salah Give Yildiz, please. Oh, do you mean go to Turkey? I think he'll be going to, I don't know whether he will with all this fucking war going on. Because if Trump keeps carrying on his nonsense, he mightn't be any, be devastated, the Middle East. Because the Iranians said, if you fucking saying what you're saying, you're going to decimate our country. Because they started a war for nothing, America and Israel. Iran had done nothing to nobody. It's all propaganda, lies, everything about nuclear bombs that they were making. They've been saying it for 40 years. Come on. I'm a historian. And they were the Persian Empire. Iran, and they hadn't, believe this, invaded anyone in 2,000 years, yet Trump says that they were a threat to America. Come on. Give us a break, you clown. So there mightn't be any Middle East, you mightn't go to Saudi. And you might see the players who are there now saying, fuck this, I'm getting off. That includes Fabinho. And Ali says, I think Juve don't need any more right wingers. They have one of my favourite players out there. Conceição. Oh, right, okay. Francisco Conceição. He's Portuguese, isn't he? Conceição. Say Gapco too, says the way. You'd take him? You must be mad. Just read on Sky News his relationship with Slot has broken down. Says enough, says Linda. And Stevie says, let's swap Gapco for Yildiz. Klopp built this empire over 9 years, and player by player, FSG, Edwards, Hughes, Slot are destroying it piece by piece over 2 years. Yeah. The whale to Stevie. You compare an hydrogen bomb versus coffin baby. I like that analogy. And Colin Lawton. No, Mo doesn't deserve a manager like Slot. All the best to you, Frank. Great show. Mo will always be followed by Liverpool. Yeah, he will. We've never forgotten him. We've never forgotten. I always remember Liverpool playing City, and young Raheem was playing, and he was getting booed. And they didn't know what young Raheem Sterling loved Liverpool Football Club, and he was always getting picked on by the manager, the Northern Irish fella. I never mention his name because I know about him. His name is not worth mentioning in my vocabulary. And he was bullying the lad. And then Man City loved him. He said, I get him. And he sold him to Man City. I think it was for 40 million or something mad like that. But anyway, he went. And then the Northern Irish fellow was sacked 6 weeks later. And young Raheem said, if I would have known he was being sacked, I would have stayed with Liverpool. And you heard what David West had said before, because he used to work up at the academy with Kenny. King Kenny, that is, Dalglish. And he said, I'd known him as a 15-year-old. And that's what he said. And he knows anyway, because he told me. And they were booing him, and he just never had a clue what the lad said and how the lad loved Liverpool. Stevie, to the whale, it's free to dream. Yep. The way I was being sarcastic, too. And our Viking friend, I came, I saw, I conquered. The Vikings. I used to lecture about the Vikings, believe it or not, after the fall of the Roman Empire, because I used to lecture about the Romans. And I used to do this lot about the Vikings. Yeah. We miss Rushy too. Certainly did. We certainly did, Viking. We certainly did, mate. Even Kenny. See, we've had some great things, you know, some great. Look at Toshak and Keegan. Roger Hunt, I used to watch. And Ian St. John. Partnerships. Roger Hunt. Ian St. John. St. John became a friend of mine. The Saint. And, you know, he's passed on, as you know. And you go right up. You go right through. People, the likes of Kenny and him. Toshak and Keegan. Kenny and Rush. But you had the best front three ever, in my opinion. Not two, three. And it was Jürgen Klopp who made them so formidable. And that was Sadio Mane, Roberto Firmino, and Mo Salah. And I said to my daughter, Francine, watch these, you will never see another front three like them in your lifetime. Watch them now. And you won't. You won't. You'll never see them. Incredible. Incredible. My current favourite player is Szoboszlai. Well, he's the player of the season, isn't he? Well, he's the player of the season, no matter how you look at it. The whale, that's, I think, if nothing changes, but well, I'm not putting panic or worry into any of our fans here. If nothing changes, for example, and we don't make Champions League, Real Madrid will come in for them. I'm telling you now, them or Barca. I'm telling you now. And no matter what price they put on them, the owners of this club will say, yeah, because they love money. They just sell them. Szoboszlai. And you've got a manager now, well, a coach now for Liverpool who puts them at right back, taking out an engine of midfield. That's how we're weak. He plays players out of position. How many positions has Wirtz played? Think about it. Steve Mulholland. I have seen Keegan, Dalglish, Gerrard, Suarez. Oh, Suarez. And many other great players leave. But I don't think there will be another player like Mo that will achieve as much as him. No one is bigger than LFC. Nobody is. I don't know whether that was Shanks or Bob Paisley who first came out and said that. And Bill Shankly, you know, when you're talking about Slaughter or anything, and you're criticising the Reds, you know, playing against the likes of Spurs, that makeshift size, and you go, what are they doing? And you get them saying, if you can't support it, and they put Shankly's quote there, Shankly never, ever, ever, ever said that. So if anyone comes on and says anything to you or anybody else and comes out with that stupid fucking quote that was made up by someone, and they said Shankly said it, load of nonsense. I know. David West doesn't know. Never ever said it. But I don't know whether it was Shanks or... no, it wasn't Shanks, definitely. I don't know whether it was Bob Paisley, you know, who said no one is bigger than LFC. Or was it Shankly? When Tommy Smith was having murder with him. Him and Tommy has a big bust-up. And Tommy was nearly transferred to Stoke. And I'm sure he said it. No one is bigger than Liverpool Football Club. And Tommy was the Anfield Iron then. There you go. In a nutshell. And the boss, to the raw, Moyes suits Everton, like Fletcher suits the Manx, and Xabi or Stevie would suit our hopes and dreams. There you go. Xabi and Stevie together, they're boss. Xabi to coach, and Stevie for the enthusiasm and passion. Put it like that. I'd get Virgil in as well, to be honest. Fancy getting Milner back. Yeah. But you've got to have a scouser there. And the way, no one is bigger than Gerrard for us, not even Salah. I've always said that I used to be on LFC TV, but they didn't like me because I used to say it as it was. Because they used to say, don't talk about the manager. And the Northern Irish fellow was the manager at the time. Well, I went before it, like I was on before he came. And I always remember the lovely Claire Rourke, me and Jimmy Case, doing a show. And she said to Jimmy, will Brendan do, you know? And he said, oh, yeah. And she said to me, what about you, Frank? And Brendan? I said, no. I said, he's inexperienced. He got through the back door, through playoffs into the Prem. As an all right season. I never even said average, below average season, I think. I said, so no, we needed an experienced manager to take over. And he didn't like that. They didn't like that. But I said it how it was. And do you ever remember when we played Chelsea? We was playing Chelsea. And it was Simon Rimmer on the chef giving us cake. I brought it home. Great as well. Anyway, Jimmy Case again. And Ian Prowse, singer. He was singing a song, you know. And we were all sitting on the couch. And that Benstead fella, you know, Benstead, bedstead, I called him. And he said, only want one word, Are Liverpool going to win the league? This is why we were up there, This is why we were up there. And we were playing Chelsea at the weekend. And he said to Jimmy was first, are we going to win the league? And he said, yeah. Oh, yeah, we'll win the league, no doubt. Brendan will get it right, Brendan. Said to Simon Rimmer, because he was sitting next to him with a fucking cake. And he said, oh, yeah, right. And Prowsey, he was like, he was Jimmy, Simon, I was here, and Prowsey was like at the back, but leaning over, this couch. So there was a little gap between him and me. So he asked Prowsey. Prowsey, oh yeah, we're going to win the league. He's a fucking Tranmere fan. He said, oh yeah, we're going to win, yeah. And he said to me, are we going to win, Frank, are we going to win the league? And I said, Brendan will mess it up. That was the last time I was on. But I was vindicated. I was fucking vindicated. Because I knew he would. And he did. I'm sorry there. No. Right now, the club needs inspiration. You're right, Jabby or Stevie, in the characters needed. Sad, isn't it? Mogo. Oh. Horrible, raw. The whale. I want old school manager who plays free-flowing football, not a highly tactical board football that makes the game boring. There you go. Good shout, that whale. Good shot. Every once in a night's been brilliant, by the way. Be finishing soon, boys. And Rapat, crazy how American owners come into the top Premiership clubs and destroy them. Yeah. FSJ, Glazers, even that Abramovich. Oh, wait, he did the opposite. Yeah, because he was Russian. He was a working class billionaire. Can you say that? And the word says, you forgot Blueco. Who's Blueco? I tried to get Bilko on, on my telly. Bilko, do you ever remember Bilko? Fucking funny. Style-wise, says the Anfield, I'd love that Luis Enrique, as Kev Keegan said. I would fucking love it. Do you ever remember that? That was the funniest fucking thing I ever seen. That I'd love it. I'd love it to win the league over Ferguson. I'd love it. David Westard. You know how I feel about the owners and Angus on Frank. I don't swear online, but I am close to it now. The man. David. And he doesn't swear. Because his wife Sue had hit him over the head with a frying pan if he swore. Can't swear in the Western household. Only me. Sharon would kick me head in. That's David's daughter. Slaughter said he never knew how the city, club and people would affect him. But you all have learned me. I will never walk alone. He's a fucking cunt. In that fucking horrible. I said, didn't I, at the beginning of here? He's never embraced the fans. What the Northern Irish fella said after they had like 4 or 5 months in the job, I didn't realise how big Liverpool was. Was. Not is, not present. Was. because he's going back, if you know what I mean. Because he was in the present and how big Liverpool was. I didn't know. And this fella's to say, now he's trying to, it's all scripted. He's been fucking scripted in. He's been scripted. And if anyone could see, what game was it? Spurs game at Anfield, remember? No, it wasn't. It was the Galatasaray game. When he was jumping up and down, and it was all scripted. Someone said to him, you better fucking start showing some emotion. Because all you've done for 2 years is stand there with your hands in your pockets. And have you ever noticed he never ever wore a coat with the badge on? He always wore that fucking long black thing, which I've got. I won't fucking wear it. That's thrown out there. Same coat I had. Oh, fuck off, I won't wear that again. But he never ever wore a jacket with the badge on. Now he's wearing the short one because it's spring. No badge on. Frank, when did you last visit Anfield? I'm being honest now. It was, I've been to the games with my 2 grandsons. And obviously my daughter as well. And I've always wanted to see a match with the lads. You know, my grandsons. I brought James. He's now, he's going up to 30. And I brought him to see Liverpool and Chelsea. Remember when Fernando Torres scored a double against them? Brought him to see that. Ben, forgot what game and my daughter, getting back to you, Wale, to answer your question, and because I'm in ill health now, in other words, I'm knackered, I went to see the Liverpool-Southampton game. 2 seasons ago, and it killed me. And we had a great spec, me and Sophia. And she said to me, Grandad, I said, what? She said, why are you always shouting? I said, well, you've got to shout. I said, you shout at him down there with pointing at the linesman. I said, you shout at the referee and you shout at them players there. She said, but Grandad, you're the only one who's shouting. I looked around, I was in the main stands, you see. So that was it. It was a cup match, Carabao Cup match. And we won Southampton. And that was it. But I can't go anymore because that killed me going to it. And that's the unfortunate thing that I'm going through at the moment. And as David will tell you, he always got me my tickets when he was up at Anfield. David Wested, that is. He always got tickets for me. And the Anfield, Frankie, what angers me, Slot's first summer, we didn't buy any players except Chiesa. That's why we are chasing our tails now. This Edwards regime have been a disaster. But he was brought in, wasn't he, to overlook the whole of the club. And this is where we've got to think about this now. Overlook all the club, what's going on, recruitment, everything. And then also overlook in Europe to buy another club. Now, when you think about it, with that other little snivelling prick, Julian Ward, who also walked out on Jurgen, don't forget. They must have gone like this, FSG. this isn't working. What are these up to? And it's not working at Liverpool because look at the fans. That's why Werner was here last week. I think it was the Tottenham game. And he must have gone back and said, fucking hell. He said, he must have told them about the crowd. He must have told them that people were leaving early. It's not right, John. You can imagine that. It's wrong, something wrong. And he's come, well, the rumour is that he's flying over anyway. And so that's the end of Edwards. Because he stopped all another buying of another club because everything was going wrong. And you've only got to blame two men. That's not Hughes. That's Edwards and Julian Ward. So they could be gone. Hughes, phony him. The fella who still lives in Bournemouth. Just imagine you getting a job away, out of town. And I'm talking like, say, like you were living in Bournemouth, for example, and you had to go to Manchester or Blackpool or Liverpool or anywhere up here. You'd have to move up here. You'd have to move. You can't. I remember Stan Collymore. He wouldn't leave his mother in the Midlands, and he used to commute for training, for playing. Stan was great for us. But they said, listen, you'll either stay here or you'll have to leave. Oh, I'll have to leave then, won't I? I'll have to go. Stan Collymore. And he left. And him and Robbie Fowler scored 53 goals between them in one season. 53. Think about that. And he went into a shop, didn't he, Stan? And that was the style then. And he went in, he said, have you got to keep it tight? And the fella said, hang on a minute. And the fella was gone about 3 or 4 minutes. And he came out and he said, you take sugar? Because Stan was asking for a kipper tie. Do you remember those kipper ties? And he thought he meant a cup of tea. Did I keep you tie? Oh, you sorry I spoke about that. And Christopher, my favourite Mo goal was the one against Man United, Johan, when we won the league, ran down the pitch, and a great finish. I got a really good photo. Yeah, I thought he meant that as well, but it wasn't. It was like the other lad before. And it was the one against Man City where he bent it around. Yeah, fucking unbelievable goal. And the one I thought he meant was that Manchester United one where Ali threw it out or kicked it out to him, and he just turned the lad, didn't he, in our half and went straight on. The lad couldn't even keep up, a young lad with him, and he just put it past that De Gea fella. De Gea. I remember our Francine saying, Dad, stop calling him De Gea because you might, people are thinking, saying he's gay. I said, no, it's his name. She said, no, it's De Gea. You don't pronounce the G. And I went, oh, okay. He's a good goalkeeper, is De Gea. The Wales Slot always uses Rio and Spaghetti Mafia as an scapegoat whenever we are in trouble. He always does. He always does. Can't wait to go and see the charity match on Saturday again, says Bella. Are you going, Bella, yeah? Oh, that's lovely, that, sweetheart. I wonder if our Francine's go. That's a good shout, that, actually. And the Anfield says, interested, the club have pulled on the idea of multi-club purchase, and it's linked to Edwards, whose main reason to be here was to run that. Well, that's not happening now, so Edwards isn't needed. I think he's running this club as well. Clive, Rio needs to play. He shows passion, desire, and skills. Yes. Yes. Michael Webb. Hello, Michael. If we keep Slot, we'll have a team full of Dutch. Yes. We've got hardly no homegrown talent. That's a great shout, though. That's a great shout, Michael Webb. Yes. And Steve Hollins. I would like to know what happened to the lad lifting the Shankly banner. Do you know what? I put this on last year, and I was mentioning it. And this fella, he must have just tuned in, so I must have said, there's a stream there. And he came on, he said, that's my lad. He did that. And he's still a big fan, you know. His mother's on it. Shankly lives forever. It's strange. Brilliant. Love it. Best banner ever, that. Albeit I love the others as well. Especially the one about the grafting. You think this is how? You want to try the grafting on a Friday night? I reckon part of Rio's pull to Liverpool is the chance to play with and learn from a player like Salah. Imagine the lessons he learns watching how Salah's been treated. Yes. And Curtis Jones. And Jonesy. That's what I mean. He hasn't a clue about the mentality of a Scouser. I had my two nephews here before, and our John and James, they brought me something. And I said to them, what do you think of Slot? Their season tickets, they go to every game. And they went, his dad doesn't talk to me. So I said, what does your dad think of him? And he's always bladdered. Okay. But he said he doesn't think much of him. And the Wales says, why are people rooting for Gerrard as the next manager? I know he's our club legend, but he ain't a great manager. Our fans thinking he's Zizou in disguise. What people are saying, to be honest, is that it's because he's a Scouser. He knows what Scousers are like. He knows what Liverpool Football Club's all about. He knows what the fans want. What the fans desire, to be honest. I don't mean the telling, how we want to win the league and all this nonsense. What we want. Make us dream. Great banner. One of the great banners. Like this thing here. Shankly lives forever. Make us dream. And that's all we want. From Liverpool Football Club. Make us dream. And they have. Jurgen Klopp did. Shankly did. Bob Paisley did. 3 European Cups with the one club. The first manager to do it. In Europe. And that includes the European managers as well. Bob Paisley. Incredible. 4 European Cups in one season. We won. No, we didn't. In 7 years. 4 European Cups. Think about that. And Joe Fagan won, didn't he? Got a treble. Brilliant. On the Anfield, Frank, I'm concerned Mo going early is this an indication that the club is not sacking Slot? That's my biggest fear. It's like Mo knows is staying and won't stay under this coaching. I hope not, but no, I think he's no. I'll tell you for why. The majority, like 90% of fans, want him gone. The owners cannot afford the fans to turn their backs on the club. They can't afford that. They can't afford it. You cannot run a club with the fan base despising the manager and want him gone. You can't. It can't go on. But I've been told. I shouldn't say it, but I've been told that Stevie will take over and Xabi Alonso. I didn't want to say it, but that's what I've been told. And you know, I'm wondering if John Henry is flying in. What would he be flying in for? I don't think he'd be fucking flying in to get to Ibiza, do you? Think about everything. And the whale to the door. Mo was leaving us last season if he didn't have the Ballon d'Or performance. And the Anfield to the whale. Maybe, mate, he was. I do hope there isn't a reason for his departure other than he knows he can't help us anymore. I think that's the point at Anfield. And he knows that he can't help us anymore because of this stupid fella. But he also knows that another year, not under him, but with a new manager. So he's going to leave on a high rather than leave next season in decline. And as I said, you know, with him leaving on a free as well, that's definitely a disclosure thing. Because he'd have a hell of a lot, like David Weston. Should see what he told me. Should have heard one. Can't tell you, obviously. But it's all disclosure. Stevie will be fine. He did well with our kids. Then at Rangers, yeah, he brought them right up. Rangers were finished. And he won them the title. Look, when he went to Villa, the players didn't want to, you know, they were great at first, if you remember. They were beating fucking everyone. Then all of a sudden they stopped playing, didn't they? Maybe they didn't like Scousers, I don't know. And then that was it. Didn't work out at Villa. And it didn't. And you've got to ask yourself, why? But I feel he will motivate the players. And with the quality in the squad, that's the main thing. Good shout. Good shout. And the whale to the Europe, we hope so. Slot's farewell video states he will always love Liverpool. That's him, his wife and family. How can it be his fucking wife and family? She doesn't fucking live here, Linda. She lives in fucking Holland. She likes going to Dubai, or did. Can't go to Dubai anymore because of the war. Now they're in Ibiza. He doesn't live in Liverpool. She doesn't fucking live in Liverpool. So, you know, that's him, his wife and family. He will always love Liverpool. How can his wife always love Liverpool? She's never fucking been here. Dennis Paparak, who lives in Tampa's been here more times than there. A good friend of mine. Brian Fennell has been here more times than him, and here. And he lives in Seattle, flies over to the game. Jesus. Fucking annoying, that. His wife. Best wishes, Frank. Raw and Co. I send all my thanks and best wishes to Mo. He said it's all in his message to our supporters. I wish him of course we all wish him the very best. Good shout, that boss. And the whale to the boss. He can be great as an interim manager. He can fix up things going in Liverpool, like what character. Yeah, that's what we're saying. That's what we're saying, Whale. The user. Yep, our best CM is playing at right back. Yep, that's how pathetic it is. User. That's how bad it is. Thanks for joining us as well. The boss. I feel I did when Kevin, Emlyn, Souness and Rafa went from our great Liverpool club. Good night, and I am tired too. Best wishes to all. You never walk alone, but thanks, boss. Good shout. As usual. Chiban. Hiya, Chebo, how are you? I hope you're well. Hi, Frank. Which is the real story of Penny Lane, where a place were exposed in 1700, the slave trade. The slave, could you clear me on the question? No slaves landed in Liverpool. It's a load of nonsense. It's an urban myth. And someone is always trying to say that they did. None landed in Liverpool. None came near Liverpool. It wasn't economically viable. Penny Lane. Penny Lane, you were trying to say that a fella named Penny was a slave there, and he wasn't. Penny, there was no such fella as a Penny, like Jimmy Penny or Fred Penny or any other fucking Penny. It was a lane where there was a well, and you paid half penny for water. But a little. That's what it was. Hence Penny Lane. I hope that answers your question. Don't mention fucking slaves to me, because slaves did not land in Liverpool, period. It wasn't economically viable. They couldn't sail from warm waters, like from the West African coast, that they'd have to sail over to the likes of Brazil and sail up past the Caribbean islands, then sail up Florida, then the eastern seaboard of America, right through to the warm, cold, freezing, ice-filled, ice-packed waters of the North Atlantic. The North Atlantic. These were in a hold. Naked. Leaky. If they would have come right down and into Liverpool, they would have been dead. Every single one of them. Of hypothermia. Every single one of them would have been dead. And what use would that have been? They were a commodity, these poor wretched people. They were a commodity. That's what they were. I'll give you a stupid analogy. It's like your mum saying to you, listen, go and get me a bottle of milk. Okay. And I'm talking about the old bottles. Okay, ma'am. And the loaf. Okay, ma'am. And then you went and you came back 2 years later. Not 20 minutes. 2 years. How would the milk be? And how would the bread be? You couldn't do anything with them, could you? You'd have to throw them away. It's like the slave trade. They were a money machine. Soon as they got picked up at West Africa, they sailed over to either Brazil or the Caribbean islands to be sold off. And the money was never exchanged, by the way. It was goods. Goods. Hypothetically, if he was a got here and he would have been alive, he would have looked after them. There you go. And it would have taken around, well, between 12 and 14 months for them to finally get to the destination, if they would have came here, to be sold off for goods. What's the use? I hope that clears your question. Shaban. And the boss, it's a bad day again for LFC. I hope we recover from these character losses, says the Raw. Just Jota, Diaz, even Darwin alone. We are a lesser club without them. Yes. Good night, Frankie and chat. Thank you so much for comforting me earlier. You're always welcome here. And if you're still with us, I'm doing some history tomorrow night. And literature is in the thing as well. But you never told me what you were doing yesterday afternoon at your literature class in the Anfield. Night, sweetheart. Good night, Droopy. Good night, Frank. The whale. Thank you. Thank you. Liam Molyneux music. Oh, that's Irish there. It's not all on slot. At least 4 of our best players have fallen off a cliff this year. Okay. Yeah. But you've got to ask Liam Molyneux music. You've got to ask, why have they fallen off the cliff? Goodison. Frank, we are the People's Club. Your real fans getting ripped off for tickets. Always welcome the hill. Dickinson, lad. Up there, fucking toffees. The People's Club. That's what Moyes said, wasn't it? We're the People's Club. Yeah, okay. We're the City's Club, mate. Think about that. The City's Club. And the City is more, you know that, Liverpool City. The City of Liverpool. Anyway, the only man who can sort this mess out is Jürgen. Get him back with Gerrard and Thiago and the heavy metal football, says the T. Paulie to the T. Thumbs up. I'm going to go in a minute, boys. I have to. My head's killing me. Oh, fuck. And the T, what a dream that would be. Yeah, it was. And the Anfield to Michael Webb. Very true. There's no British core in the team. Yep. Christopher, night Frank and everyone, up the title winning Reds. Paulie. I have a photo of the Grafton banner. So fucking funny, so true, say Paulie. Yeah, brilliant. It was there. And the weed, the chronic weed, oh, blimey. Big up, Frank, are you, mate? You've confirmed everything I've heard. Legend. Salah, legend. But his time's up. Yes. Let's give him one of the greatest of all send-offs. And the way he carries on. Only concern is if Gerrard does well fans want Alonso. Yeah, yeah, we've been saying that all along, to be honest, Chronic. We really have, about Alonso. He is coming anyway, I was told. And they'd say, Frank, did you say John Henry is flying in? Yeah, that's what I've heard. That's only what I've heard. I hate rumours. Hate them. Meant Mo, not Slot, says Linda. Don't worry, Linda. You should be in bed anyway. And Robbo has said, Mohammed, thank you. 9 of the best years of our lives, amazing memories on and off the pitch. Watching you become the best at what you do and become to have worn the shirt. Yes. I think he's saying farewell as well, Robertson. No, no, Chronic, he hasn't made a video. It's just saying about, oh yeah, the fans are great. After fucking calling us, for 2 fucking years. He hasn't a clue. Lives in fucking Stockport. So we could get things out quickly. The plane out to Holland, now he's in Ibiza with his wife. That's what he fucking does. He goes over to see his wife at least twice a week. While we've been playing 2 games a week. Frank, I'd say Robbo, with that statement, maybe definitely. God, the characters we are losing. Frankie, it's terrible. And Linda says, that's why Frank is a topper stove. Thanks, yo. That was about the slave trade, yeah. Thank you. Anfield. Night, Frankie. Go to your wrestler. Yeah, I'm absolutely. As I said, I was on someone's Fozzie's pod today. And I wasn't on this like this. I was fucking holding my phone. I hate that. My Frankie, get your wrestler. Thank you. Same to you, Anfield. And Paul Slater. Oh, yeah, Paul Slater. Past the player leaves failing club. Big deal. Past the player leaves failing club. Big deal. Oh, yeah. Oh, great. That's what you think. Next season, mate. Won't be failing. Frank, good night. Go and have get your feet up. Moments to relax, top man. Thank you, Paulie. CW. Hey, Frank, great show. Night chat, says the T. Thank you. And Barry says, what's next Friday? I've got my history show tomorrow. I'm throwing some literature in as well, which is good because, people don't realise what literature was all about. People are always quoting, aren't they, Eric Blair. And find out who Eric Blair is. You know who he is. And, because that's the only thing they know. But the likes of Shakespeare, the likes of Dickens, even Charlotte Bronte, you should see what they're coming out with. What applies today. John Keats, Robert Browning, incredible people. Even Leonardo da Vinci. And on that note, you wonderful people, I'll go night, Linda. On that wonderful night, people, I'm doing one. I've been on here nearly 3 hours. Thanks, everybody. Thank you. Ciao, people. Ciao.